Buon pomeriggio a tutti.
Good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back to this 2020 edition of Salotto and Mix. Today, I'm usurping the space of a real anchorman. We'll be spending together this last part of the day, which is going to be split in 3 sessions. First, we will be delivering the Mix Awards, and thereafter we'll test your knowledge with a quiz that I'm sure you're all waiting for. And at the end, we'll wrap up with a toast all together, to toast to the first 20 years of Mix and the future 20 years to come. So, this is an important milestone, 20 years. So, we want to look back. We want to look at what we've done over the last 20 years and all of the steps we've made so that day after day we've come to where we are today. In our case, quite obviously, we often talk about technological progress and the related steps. So, in this award ceremony, we wanted to thank all of the players that have been the first to introduce a new technology in our infrastructure. So we've decided to go time-wise. So we'll start from the recent past. So the first category of Mix Awards is dedicated to the first 100 gigabit door connected to our peer infrastructure. So 100 gigabyte port. Do you know anyone wants to take a chance? So who's the winner of the first 100 gigabit port connected to the Mix infrastructure? Anyone guessing? OVH. OVH in May 2015 was the first player to connect a 100 gigabit port to our peering network. We have here with us Gauthier, Beret, if this is the right pronunciation. Ciao e benvenuto al Salotto del Mix. Grazie per essere qui. Ospite la compagna Salotto del Mix. D'accordo. Vedo due persone che mi chiedono di accettare. Io accetto. Sì, grazie al Team Mix per il suo lavoro e per essere in grado di integrarci per l'appunto anche a livello locale. Quindi Mix ci ha veramente consentito di fare questo e grazie. E sicuramente sarete tra i primi proprio per i prossimi passi. Sicuramente grazie Gauthier e ti auguro di gustarti il resto del salotto e di vederti in persona presto. Grazie, arrivederci.
Molto bene.
Very well. Let's move on to the second category. So in reality, we're taking a step back some years ago. And like you've seen here, we are talking about the first 10 gigabit port connected to Mix. Again, let's see. Anyone guess? Let's see together who's the winner of the first 10 gigabit port connected to Mix. There you are, together with Cogent. We have a great friend of Mix, Peter Manning, who is country manager Italy, Spain, Portugal of Cogent. Hi, Peter. He speaks Italian, luckily for me. Hi, good evening. Hi, Simone. Hi, Peter. Good afternoon to all of you. He is a longtime friend of Mix. He hasn't missed out, not even just one edition of Mix. Maybe one, maybe one. No, no way, no way. According to me, you've always been with us in all of our editions. So thank you, Peter. It was back in May 2007, quite a while ago, but it's nice to have you here again with us, and it's nice to see that you're still a pillar of Cogent and Mix. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Mix team. Well, I'm sure you'll be with us next year. Yes, I will. Thank you, Peter. Bye. Ha.
Ultima,
Last category of this session. One more step back in time. We're talking about the first 1 gigabit port. In this case, we're going back to the very early days of Mix story. Let's see together who's winning this award relating to the first 1 gigabit port connected to Mix. We have here with us a person who needs no introduction, Marco Negri, a pioneer of the internet and founder of iNet, founding father of Mix. And so let's say that insofar as we are concerned, quite clearly, he's not just done this. His merits go well beyond this. Thank you, Marco. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, and thank you. Would you like to say something to our friends? Yes, I'd like to remind you that the first peering in Italy was made by two people because it takes two to peer. And on the other side, there was Valeria Rossios. Okay, very, very well. So we know her fairly well, I would say. And it was 64 kilobytes. Okay, very well. It's awkward to talk about these numbers, as always, but it's nice to have these moments in which trace back in time these milestones in our growth. So thank you so much, Marco, for staying with us, and I hope to see you soon again in person next year or, possibly even sooner than that. Thank you and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
molto bene.
Okay, very well.
Abbiamo due nuove
Now we have two categories which are not pure technology, but, we're so pleased anyhow to highlight them because we're talking about building blocks of Mix. But in this case, I'd like Valeria Rossi to help me. She's our general manager. She'll help me introduce and deliver the award for this category. Hi, Valeria, and welcome.
non ti sentiamo, probabilmente sei
Well, probably you're muted because we can't hear you. Oh, yes, apologies for that. Hi, Simone, and thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to take the floor for this last part of the awards ceremony. It's a great pleasure personally, and I believe that I can speak on behalf and in the name of everyone. So this one in particular is a loyalty award for a person who, with passion, serious-mindedness, attention, and availability, has always participated since day one, since the first day in which we've opened the door of the premises of Mix, and she's still here with us. If you've come to see us, you've met her personally. You may have spoken to her over the phone. So without any further ado, and with a big hand, we would like to reward Monica Renzi, #1 employee of Mix, the first employee of Mix. Monica, you're muted. I think that your tears are silent. We can see you, but we cannot hear you. Apologies, I didn't expect this. Thank you so much. Well, I'd like to thank everyone, quite obviously, because it's a great award for me. It's a great reward. I've always been here in Mix. And I'd like to thank Valeria because she made the proposal 20 years ago, and that's why I've been able to improve my career, and it's been vital. And I'd like to thank Joy for believing in my skills. Allow me, however, to say that if I'm the first employee of Mix, I'd like to share this award with the colleagues who've always helped me and supported me in this beautiful experience, which is Mix. And so I'd like to do this with Michele, Gianmarco, and Simone. And no offense meant to the younger employees, the most junior ones, because they've always carried on a Mix with me. It's a great passion. So thank you. But I'd like to share this award with them because I'm the first employed, but they are the top employees technically, and not only that, as all of our customers know. So thank you. Good job, Monica. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, but I'm moved right now. Anyway, I think you can understand why. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monica. Yes, for sure. Well, quite a surprise. We succeeded in doing this. Okay, so maybe now you're not so, annoyed because yesterday we were late with the connection test. I didn't want to miss out on this. That's why. Now you know why we've tested you yesterday. It was for today's connection. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on. This is the last award. We've been celebrating the 20th birthday of Mix several times today, but like Marco said, Mix was established some years before, even though due to our honesty and approach, we've always said that the first day was that of foundation. Since the very first meetings in our prehistory, we've always had this person with us, and still now he's taken part in all of the adventures and choices of Mix. He has lived Mix's history with great intellectual honesty, and he's done so with his staff personally and professionally, and he's always been so professional and a great human during the ups and downs, joys and sorrows. So a big hug from all, most especially from Mix staffers. So the last award to our number one president. Thank you, Joy. Wow, the snow. Welcome back, Joy. It could only happen this way. I didn't expect this. I only got very indirect messages. They kept asking me, "Are you going to be with us at 4 p.m.?" And I said, "Yes, of course." So I'm here, and thank you. No words can say what I'm feeling now. Thank you, Valeria. And thank you to all of you. You're my family. And this tells you everything. Thank you, Joey. Well, for sure, it's a moment of heightened sensitivity, so we are all short of words. It's natural and understandable. Thank you.
So we made it with the precedent that we have no words anymore. Thank you so much, and all of the best from my side. And I leave it back to the studio. Yes, so I'm happy to take the floor back again. And we're now shifting to this second chapter of this afternoon session. I'd love to thank Fiber Telecom, which is sponsoring this event. this second part of the event. And we're now challenging ourselves with some quiz and questions, questions of all sorts. And let's see who's going to win.
Vi faccio un ripasso, diciamo.
So let's see what are the basic rules. Perhaps you've used this platform already, but just to make sure, I'd love to run you through the basic rules. So you have 30 seconds to answer each question. You will have a few additional seconds to be able to read the questions before you see the options for answers, and then you'll have 30 seconds to answer. Of course, the higher point is given for right answer, but you get higher points for faster answer. So the faster you answer, the more points you gain. Questions will be written both in Italian and in English. And it's not just about being recognized in words, but also the winner will receive an iPad. So how do you attend? A few seconds from now, you will see the URL that you can connect, as well as a PIN number that you have to key in for you to play. It will be on the screen in a few seconds. You can enter your nickname if you don't want to write your name in full, but we need to get your email address, of course, because in case you win, we need to be able to speak to you in a later stage. Okay, that's it. You can again enter any nickname you want, so you can work with your imagination. We may start. So this is the way the interface looks like. I would recommend that you connect from your smartphone. So this is how it looks on your smartphone. You see colors relative to the 4 answers. All questions will be equipped with a multiple choice, 4 choices, and 1 is the accurate answer amongst 4. So question and the 4 answers are visible. And the end of each, we'll see how are we, let's say, updating the ranking for participants. I think it should be all clear. We can play. So can upload Kahoot interface. So www.kahoot.it. It's written over there on the very top of the screen, and that's a PIN code. So the PIN number 3889850. So once you've logged in, your mobile phone will show a green screen saying you're in. And at that point, you should also be able to see your nickname or your name appearing on the same screen.
Molto bene, abbiamo il primo. Iniziano ad entrare partecipanti.
So the first 10, 11, 12 players
Si collegheranno, ovviamente daremo qualche
are
istante.
about to attend, and of course we are leaving a few more seconds to allow to as many people to connect to the platform.
Ora, mentre si carica la pagina,
It would be 10 question and 11 bonus question. So the first one is the bonus question. It means no points are assigned, given, but it does allow you to kind of practice with the platform. So it's a kind of an ice-breaking question, if you will. And it is not impacting your final scoring, but it will allow you to see how you can get familiar with the game. We're close to 50 people, 50 players.
Li conosciamo,
I can recognize some names.
l'abbiamo visto poco fa.
God knows who Peter Diocigi is.
Bene, bene, i partecipanti arrivano, continuano. Saranno un po' di domande tecniche, un po' di domande di cultura generale.
Questions will be general knowledge as well as some technical questions.
Siamo arrivati a 60 partecipanti.
We've now attained 60 players.
Appena il numero si stabilizzerà,
So as soon as the number stabilizes, we can get the game started. Okay, we can get started. So let's get game started. As I said, the first question is an ice-breaking question. It's a bonus question. No points are given, but it does allow you to become familiar with the game. What is the name of today's event? Oh, what a difficult question. So these are the 4 optional answers: Festival di Sanremo, Salottino, Salotto, or a day with mix. You have to press on the button which gives the answer that you're happy with, and as soon as the 30 seconds is gone, then
alla risposta.
we'll see the answer.
Non fai in tempo, in 30 secondi scadono.
So we do have of course, the questions expire. Most of you have got the name right. Perhaps some of you thought that you were elsewhere. So the name is Salotto. We repeated that a few times.
Non ha un punteggio associato. Andiamo pure su next. Ok, e qui abbiamo quantomeno una prima statistica. Sicuramente
So we have a scoreboard. Antonio Bartolini has been the fastest in answering, and now the game is starting. Something that we are dealing with every single day when we shut down the cookie pop-up on any website. Let's take a look at the question. What does the acronym GDPR stand for?
lo conosciamo per la sigla. Molto bene, la maggior parte.
Okay, very good. Many of you replied accurately. Nobody believes it is the yellow. Some of you were cheated by the blue, but the right answer is the green. So let's see the scoring. So Just 1, 2, 3 is now leading in the scoreboard, followed very small distance by Gautier Monica, Old B, and Vale. Okay, very good. Next. Question is still a technical question. Perhaps those of you dealing with networks, and perhaps many of you are, it is something that we use every day, but perhaps we've never wondered how big that is or how is it structured. So here comes the question. How many named root servers are there?
Solo 10, solo 24, saranno 13.
Are they 10, 24, 13, 128?
È stata un pochino più
Well, this appears to be a bit more difficult for some of you, but again, the majority of you replied correctly. They're 13 in number. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, or we do have a new leader, Old B, followed by new people in the top 5. Okay, very good. Let's move to next one. So it's a general topic, no more technical topic. So speaking through Shakespeare. Let's take a look at the question. Which of Shakespeare's play is set in the Sicilian city of Messina?
In questo caso siamo rimasti fedeli alla lingua madre della
So we are reporting the original titles of works: Merchant of Venice, Much Ado About Nothing, Romeo and Juliet, Star Wars.
Non credo ci sia tempo per andare a cercare in rete qual è la risposta giusta, quindi bisognerà affidarsi agli studi. Molto bene, abbiamo un pubblico abbastanza, direi, preparato oggi, nonostante qualche...
So people are nicely prepared. I'm very glad to see. Much Ado About Nothing is the winning answer. Let's see about the scoreboard now. Well, Old B preserved the leadership, and same as Soti and Finduz. APM is part of the first 5, as well as Ross 7.
Nella classifica dei primi. Ora la prossima domanda è...
Next question is halfway through between technology and general topic. Again, we speak through something that we daily interact with more and more times. Let's read through the question. In which year was Google founded?
Le opzioni in questo caso sono...
Options are 1990, 98, 2001, 2011.
Qualche anno fa è diventata addirittura una parola di...
Few years ago, it has become a word which is officially part of our dictionary, but in this particular case, we want to know the year of foundation.
Di nuovo,
So most of you got it correctly. That's very good. Let's see if we can make it 4, but it hasn't happened. So 30 of you replied correctly. Another 10 and 10 said either 2001, 1990, and of course nobody thought that it was incorporated in 2011. Okay. So we're still in the technical topic. Yeah, let me just update. I haven't made any comments. The scoreboard is still led by Old B. So to second, APM consolidating the third. So let's see if this is going to change after the next question. We're still in the technical and GP. It's not about configuration, network configuration, but it is about a episode which has already part of our history in networking. YouTube was protagonist in 2008. Let's look at the questions now relative to this event. Where did the infamous hijacking of YouTube take place in 2008?
Le opzioni in questo caso sono
Options are Italy, New Zealand, India, Pakistan.
chissà quanti di voi magari in quel momento effettivamente
Perhaps you've been victims of that.
è successo un bel po' di tempo fa.
It has happened a while ago, but this is something that it's still been mentioned every now and then.
Visto che siete molto preparati, mi aspettavo esattamente che la maggior parte
I was expecting most of you to say it right. Yes, it was an accident that took place in Pakistan Telecom in 2008. Okay, let's see. Let's see whether the scoreboard has changed. Old B still at the top,
primo posto, però Wonder Woman
followed by Wonder Woman, ranking second, and
due partecipanti che entrano
and two participants entering now, G04 and Gautier, which is back in the top 5 list. Okay,
prossima domanda
next question is halfway through to the victory. It is very much related to household. Let's take a look at it. How many internet exchange points are there in Italy?
lo conosciate molto bene.
I hope you're very familiar with one. Options are 3, 11, 136.
La maggior parte di nuovo ha indovinato.
Well, most of you got it right. Again, perhaps not all of you know, but yes, there are indeed 11 ISP in Italy. Some of you believe that there were 3, but there are actually more. There are 11. So let's see how has this changed. Oldie has lost his leadership in favor of Wonder Woman. Now, number 1. APM is now second, and G04 is fifth. For the next question is the history of Internet. We spoke about pillars and milestones in the history of MIX, but in this case, we talk through milestones in the evolution of the Internet in Italy. And God knows if amongst you, perhaps, there's any protagonist from those days. Let's take a look at the question. Question is the following. When was the first internet connection made in Italy? April 1, 92, April 30, 86, December 24, 79, February 30, 1988. April 30, 1986. Well, some people were actually clicking on April 1992, but 86 is the accurate one, and that happened thanks to CNR in Pisa. Let's see if Wonder Woman's still on top. Gautier is now has now reached out to leadership in scoreboard. G04 is right close.
Per la prossima domanda siamo quasi in conclusione.
Next question, we're approaching conclusions. We go back to general topic.
Chi si trova a fare il turista nella città di Roma
So if you've ever been a tourist in Rome, among things that you don't want to miss is Trevi Fountains. And tradition says that if you're throwing a coin in it, you can ensure you'll be traveling back again. So that is the question. What is the approximate total value of the coin that are thrown into Trevi Fountains in Rome each day?
Abbiamo come opzioni 150 euro,
150 euros, 80,000, 3,075 euros.
sono curioso di vedere che cosa si risponderà in questo caso.
Most of you got it right. I thought it would have been more difficult for some, but that is the average amount, 3,000 euros. Well, I can't imagine the person who went into the fountain counted. Perhaps it was sued legally, but that's not our problem. Semi-technical question for next. Let's see, Gautier is still consolidating the leadership, but Wonder Woman is right after, still keeping up. We'll see. So the next question is a pseudo-technical question. Every day we do refer to server Linux, but how about the penguin symbol of that? Let's take a look at the next question. Do we know what is the name of the Linux logo?
Abbiamo
Rudolf, Fries, Tux, Leonard. Very good. I was expecting audience to be super user of open source, and of course they knew about this. So 33% got it accurately. So let's take a look at the scoreboard. Gautier still holding leadership. Wonder Woman second, and we've now come to the last question, which is a bit tricky. It is a domestic question. I won't say anything else to impact the answer. Let's take a look at the question. In which year was the first Salotto meeting? The accurate answer is 2007, and right on this question, actually, everybody almost got it wrong, and that's the final surprise. So quiz is over. Let's take a look who won the iPad.
Al terzo
Geo4 ranking third, congratulations. Wonder Woman is ranking second, and the winner for Salotto 2020 quiz is Gautier. Well, congratulations, Gautier. So, if we get it right, and he really is who we think he is, then he's been actually awarded several recognition today. So we'll be in contact with you to give you the iPad. Congratulations from our side again. We've now come to the conclusions for this event. So toast is ahead. We'll be toasting. We'll have a toast with all of you. I'm about I hope that many of you have been given this object these last few days, and that's the gadget celebrating the 20th anniversary of MIX. For those of you who hasn't opened yet, this is the way we decided to celebrate. So going for a toast all together, celebrating 20 years. And we would have loved to do that in person, of course, but at least we can go for a virtual one. So we're giving out 2 glasses that will gain values over the next years, and a recipe for cocktails and a mold for ice cubes. So if you've made the most of it and you have ice cubes, it's time for you to pull them out from the freezer. If you haven't, I won't blame those who don't want to dilute alcohol with water. So now for me to choose, I love traditional ones. Today's a special day. I'll go for Negroni.
Ovviamente ho buttato un po', ma porterà fortuna.
I spilled some, but I'm sure this will be luck.
Chiedo a tutti voi di fare lo stesso e quindi di alzare il bicchiere e brindare
You can raise your glass and have a toast all together. It would be lovely if you could make a selfie and post it using the following hashtags, which are here on the screen. This is all from my side. The day is over, and I'd love to thank all of you who have attended the event. It's been truly satisfactory event. Over 550 people subscribed, over 100 one-to-one meetings. This was such a pleasure for us to see. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors, which made this event possible. Thanks to speakers Enrico Pagliarini for the morning session, Paul Kender this afternoon, and the entire team of technicians and sound engineers who worked with us these past few days. And big thanks to Daniela Cipriani, who have pulled everything together. And those of you who hasn't gained a gadget yet, I'm sure you will get one soon next days. So cheers and see you next year.